News broke this past week that nearly half of Coachella's 2026 lineup is DJs. This isn't some side stage business anymore. Electronic music is the driving force behind festivals. What does this mean and where is it going? In the early years of Coachella, rock and indie and the alternative music was the driving focus. It's what built the brand. Over the years, they've adapted with hip hop, with pop culture, and obviously with DJs. They broke things like Daft Punk's Pyramid, Swedish House Mafia's headlined it, Coachella, and over the years, underground and other genres have made in focus. There's three driving stages behind their electronic music, which is the Sahara, it's a bit more crossover and big room and EDM. Yuma and Dulab are the unique underground stages, with Yuma being more underground than the other. And over the years, they've had pop-up stages throughout the festival. After parties have dominated with DJs and so on and so forth. What does this mean? In my opinion, I think Coachella gets a lot of unnecessary hate. Like, yes, it's gone big. Yes, it's mainstream. And yes, influencers dominate it. But I've been twice. It's an amazing festival at an amazing venue. The sunsets there are unreal. The weather is perfect. And the stages, in my opinion, if you're willing to step outside your normal box, the stages offer like a lot of unique music and discovery as well. The art, like everything. I've been blown away both times I've gone. I'm itching to go back. It's just always at a difficult time of the year for me to travel. And I do want to say something. DJs really, especially underground DJs, they really tend to hate on anything mainstream. And I've seen mainstream dominance over the last 10 or 15 years go into different cycles. You have like the Swedish House Mafia and big room cycle. And now you're seeing like big crossover underground artists do stadiums and arenas and different things like that. Obviously headline festivals. What's going on with Telebus and Kind Music and these other brands has been unbelievable. What I'll say is, even though you might not like that music or like what it brings, it only has a trickle-down effect. What is happening in underground is unreal compared to 5 or 10 years ago, and the kind of money that's being made for artists and the kind of opportunities it brings. And what happens is, yes, it brings in new fans, this mainstream stuff, but after they go to these events for 3 to 5 years, after they see the repetition of the more mainstream side, they get the curiosity bug where they start diving into other genres, and it just brings new fans to the underground scene as time goes on. And I know that's not always loved because people want to protect their culture, but it just exposes more opportunities for young talent to get more stage present. It incentivizes venues and bars and small venues to dive into different sounds, which again gives more opportunities. The labels, the money that it generates across the board. Again, it gives everybody the curiosity to want to find new talent and find the next big thing. So I think the trickle down effect for DJs and talents and promoters and all that is only positive. Now let's talk about why the festivals are doing this. So one, I mean, the obvious side is booking a DJ is much simpler than a band. DJs are selling tickets at a bigger scale than bands sometimes. And even though we're seeing old school bands across the board sell out arenas everywhere, festivals need to think about the future. They need to think more often. Young fans go to festivals than older fans. So they always need to think about who their next generation fan is. And DJs and electronic music is where it's at. They sell tickets. The show and productions are easier to pull off. It doesn't require as much travel because there's not a ton of band members. Backline, which backlines the gear that's required for an artist to perform, is much easier for a promoter than a large band setup. And the list goes on. And it's scalable, it's flexible, it's lower cost. And I'm gonna say that, and obviously it's bringing a younger fan, which is important. If you want a festival brand or something that's doing 30, 40, 50,000 people or more a day, you need to think of a young audience. Older people like myself, even though we might enjoy the occasional festival, we're not going religiously. And it's the young fans, it's the 18 to 25 that's going to keep it hot, and targeting and booking for the even the younger audience than that sets up a precedent that as fans turn 18, they already know these brands because they've been paying attention to what's been happening to them in their late teens. But I'm going to say the other thing that doesn't get talked about a lot. So the obvious is the young fans, the DJ culture is hot, electronic music is hot, and it does sell tickets, but there's something something that DJs do that bands can never do, which is table service. Nobody is buying tables or VIP or overpriced bottle service for any bands or hip hop acts outside of a nightclub, but DJ culture is huge with that. And as a festival promoter, even club promoters, you cannot deny whether some of you watching this like table culture or not, you cannot deny that this is a huge revenue driver on a very low margin business, and most festivals barely make it. If they're not getting these extra revenue sources, they can't be profitable. And it's adding tables to these stages is a huge revenue driver that people do not think about it. So because of that, and because I think the band crowd will never be that, and the live music crowd will never be that, I believe the DJ culture thing in festivals and large scale events will keep growing because, again, it's a huge revenue driver in a world where it's hard to say relevant. Like the fact that Coachella has done what it's done for this long and has kept relevancy is unbelievable. So what does this mean for all of you watching this video now? Not much in reality, but for those of you who make it, it means that DJ culture is not going away. It means opportunities are not going away, and it should inspire you to keep pushing to know that future opportunities will be there. So, that's my take on Coachella. And for those of you who haven't attended yet, because maybe you have like a pre notion of what you think the festival is, maybe you think it's too mainstream, maybe you think it's too influencer, I highly recommend, if you get a chance to go because it's an unbelievable festival. It's one of the most organized events I've ever been to for such a high volume people. I think they're doing like 100,000 people a day. It's pretty unbelievable at how smooth going in and out of the festival and everything within it is compared to sometimes smaller promoters that struggle with a few thousand people. And like I said, the venue, the sunset, like the weather, the music, like everything is kind of perfect, and there's something for everybody. So if you're going in a group, there's a good chance that out of, I forget how many stages that they have, I think it's like 10 plus now, it's very likely that each person in your friend group is going to find something they enjoy at this festival, and you're going to have fun. And on top of that, Palm Springs is an unbelievable city. It's one of my favorite cities in California. So get a chance to go. With that being said, those are my kind of thoughts on this thing. I think it's I think the growth of electronic music right now has just been unbelievable, and it's going to keep providing opportunities, which I love. So take care. See you on the next video. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and follow. It really helps us. And shoot a comment below on your thoughts. I'll see you on the next one.